Oh no, squish squish goes my ball sack. Blah, blah. Reapers, what's this good? It's your boy Laser, using the voice back with another reaction video. Using other reaction content. So I continue to do that for you guys. Reacting to 5 area most haunted graveyards in the world. Guys, there's so many creepy graveyards with ghosts in them. Or die straight in them. Use with reaction content, reaction views, like features, simply hit the like button. You subscribe to the notification bell, like and stream it on Twitch, because it's fucking amazing. Let's dive straight into the video. Alright, here we go.
Walking through a graveyard, you can't help but think that if there is any place on Earth that would be haunted, it would be here. And it just so happens to be that some of the most haunted places in the world are graveyards.
Whoa, no shit. There's only dead corpses under the grave, doy. So I'm sure, obviously there's not any ghosts there, bro. It's like me saying, my, dick is not gonna be wet after fucking so much pussy.
And with their peaceful yet eerie atmosphere, you can see why. So here are 5 that are especially terrifying and believed to be teeming with paranormal
The catacombs.
Highgate Cemetery. London's Highgate Cemetery opened in 1839, and with over 30 acres of hilly lush greenery, visitors with no relatives buried there coming to admire the grand Gothic tombs and spectacular gravestones and mausoleums carved by Victorian craftsmen, there's no surprise why it became one of the city's most sought-after places to be buried. But when the dark days of World War II crushed the capital, the cemetery started to decline, and by the 1960s, the once magnificent display of 53,000 graves had been abandoned and completely left to the elements. The neglect and decay took its toll.
Dude, it looks like these are like vines and shit. Ooh, look how thick that vine is, bro. Let me slap my thigh. My thigh stick. Y'all ever just slap your thighs, bro, and they start to jiggle?
And graves started to crack and crumble as the roots of sprawling vegetation split the stone apart. Then the rumors got around that sinister cults were holding rituals inside the abandoned tombs.
Oh.
One time, the body of a woman was dragged from a vault, staked through the heart, and then left lying in the middle of a path. Local newspapers...
This is a beautiful... Dude, this is beautiful. This is like a whole aesthetic, bro. This is such a beautiful graveyard. Damn. Like, holy fuck. I feel like I'm Indiana Jones walking through like a magical jungle right now, bro. Like, what the fuck? This is so fucking beautiful. Dude, I've never... You know what's crazy, bro? Like, I've been in forests and shit, but it's like, I can't remember the last time I feel like I've been in like a place that looks just like this. This is so beautiful, man. Holy fuck.
Started to receive reports of ghostly encounters and paranormal activity in the area, and it quickly became a known paranormal hotspot. One time, a man broke down in his car next to the cemetery and reported he saw a hideous-looking apparition with glowing eyes who glared at him through the rusted iron gates. A shrouded figure has been seen standing still, staring into space. When approached, it vanishes and reappears a short distance away, and an unknown man has apparently been seen many times, walking across the road and vanishing into the cemetery wall.
Where?
But the scariest and most reported sighting is the Highgate vampire. It's been the inspiration behind many books.
Dude, imagine if, I mean, vampires like low-key are real when you think about it. Like, it's crazy how someone could literally just want to actually suck people's blood. Like, there's crazy people out there, like me.
Documentaries, societies, and was apparently even the inspiration for the Hammer horror film Dracula AD 1972. The vampire ghost is said to be a 7-foot-tall man with piercing eyes who wears a long black coat and a tall hat. In the 1970s, a lady was apparently attacked by the vampire and was taken to the local police station in a state of shock. And on Friday the 13th,
Friday the 13th, oh wow, so the vampire's ready to suck Jason's, breast blood. Y'all ever just go to Jason, bro, and then just fap to his, breast? Dude, what the fuck? This fucker's like, he's gotta bring the whole cross, bro. He's ready to fight those demons, you know what I'm saying? Midnight, so that's creepy as shit, dude. Like, vampires low-key could actually be real. Like, you never know. I literally made a video on how they could be real.
1970, there was even an official vampire hunt day at the cemetery. Many still believe the vampire roams the graveyard, and hundreds of visitors pay the admission fee to enter, in hopes of witnessing the vampire and the paranormal beings firsthand. Considered by locals as one of the most haunted cemeteries in the world, the St. Louis is the oldest and by far the creepiest cemetery in New Orleans, and paranormal activity has been reported there for hundreds of years. It's a small grand display of intricate marble tombs and crumbling memorials and gravestones, but despite its size, there are reported to be up to 100,000 bodies buried there. Over the years, visitors have reported hearing weeping and groaning from inside the tombs, and an old man's face is often reported on the side of one tomb, terrifying visitors as they meander through the unusual graveyard. But it's the ghost of Mary Laveau who is reported the most. She was a voodoo priestess, and her tomb is visited by hundreds of people a year, who often mark 3 X's on her tomb.
No! X, what do they do? My boy Ja, what do they do to you? Why are they trying to summon you back? X, no!
A prayer or request, and hope they will be blessed by her supernatural powers. Since she died in 1881, there have been a stream of sightings of her, and to this day, there are still reports of her walking between the tombs wearing a red and white turban, mumbling a voodoo curse. But the scariest story is that of a taxi driver who apparently picked up a lady who was stood outside of the front gate. She gave him the address to a house, and when they arrived, she asked him if he could knock the door and get the man inside to also jump in the taxi. When he knocked, the man had no idea what was going on, but when the taxi driver described the woman, the man was shocked and said that it was his wife who had been dead for years. He rushed to the car, but she had vanished. After this, it said taxi drivers will not pick people up outside of the graveyard. The cemetery has so many legends and ghost stories associated with it. It's become one of the most well-known haunted graveyards around, and even Nicolas Cage has reserved a pyramid tomb for himself there.
Is this the Illuminati?
The Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. Now, if you've watched my scariest and most convincing ghost photographs video, then you probably remember me talking about a creepy ghost photograph that was taken at the Bachelor's Grove Cemetery in Chicago. When researching the photograph,
oh, that's creepy. So is this like a photo, like a real footage of like, or photo just a ghost?
I realized the true history of the Bachelor's Grove.
That looks too Photoshopped.
So I knew I had to include it in this.
Is that like a ghost?
It's currently got the reputation as one of the most haunted places in America, and it's believed to be infested.
Okay, that's terrifying. That's terrifying. Like, even Photoshop or not, that's terrifying, bro. Fuck that shit. Hell nah. It's the shadow people.
With more ghosts than you can imagine. There have been more than 100 documented reports of paranormal activity, and since the cemetery has not seen a burial for many years, the desecrated area is being swallowed up by the surrounding forest, creating a truly terrifying place to visit. Vandals have wreaked havoc on the gravestones, with many knocked over, spray painted and broken apart, and there have even been reports of graves being dug up in search of valuables. All of this disturbance of the dead is believed to be responsible for the activity there. Starting with the surrounding area, reports of vanishing ghost cars and phantom accidents on the nearby closed road are very common, and the nearby pond has its own stories. One time, 2 forest officers claimed to have seen the apparition of a horse emerging from the water. The animal was pulling a plough that was being steered by the ghost of an old man. It passed in front of the 2 officers and then vanished. Later they found out that in the 1800s, the local farmer lost control of his plough, and he and his horse plunged into the water, with the weight of the plough pulling them down to their deaths. In 2006, a reporter from Chicago visited the graveyard with a psychic detective. They apparently encountered the spirit of a young boy who was crying, saying he had lost something.
Wah, wah. Oh no, squish squish goes my ball sack. Blah, blah.
The psychic believed it was money and was being drawn towards the nearby pond. He waded into the stinking water, bent down and pulled out a
Stinky swamp
$1942 coin that he thinks belonged to the boy.
Throw this in the stinky swamp, I say, boy.
It was also at this pond where 𝐈𝐭'𝐬 apparently used to dump the bodies of people who he had killed. The Madonna of Bachelor's Grove is another common sighting. It's a woman who was buried next to a young child who roams the grounds at night with an infant wrapped in her arms. And although not paranormal, there is a local legend of a 2-headed monster that has been reported since the 1960s. It apparently crawls out of the lagoon and across the Midlothian Turnpike before disappearing into the woods.
Dude, wait, did I just skip all the way back?
Many investigators say that there is nowhere in
I
the
was about to say
world
that water
more
was full of
paranormal
like,
activity than the Bachelor's
looks pretty
Grove,
safe to drink.
making it one of the creepiest and haunted cemeteries in the world.
Did I skip back?
Stull Cemetery, Kansas.
I don't think so.
Abandoned places are known for being creepy. Now, add that to a...
And you guys best believe I'm going to be doing vlogs of me exploring abandoned places in the future, and you guys are going to watch every one of them. You guys better remind me, though, because I'll probably forget in the future, but I'm going to be doing vlogs, bro. I'm going to be doing crazy-ass vlogs, man. Dude, I'm literally going to, like, bro, everything I do is going to be the greatest, bro. I'm literally going to be doing content nobody's done before. Like, I'm literally going to be, like, the news source, bro, for everything, because I run the world, you know what I'm saying?
A cemetery, and together you have a pretty eerie place.
I'm literally just, like, I run everything, bro.
Kansas is one of those places. The graveyard and abandoned church are located in the tiny town of Stull, and for many years, stories of witchcraft, ghosts, and supernatural happenings have earned the graveyard its reputation as being a gateway to hell. An urban legend is that it's only one of 2 places on Earth where the devil appears in person twice every year.
Ooh.
On the spring equinox on the 20th of March and on Halloween. This is just an urban legend, but these 2 dates are very popular for visitors, and the local residents have been overwhelmed by the amount of people who show up. One creepy story, though, is that of 2 young men who visited the cemetery one night and became spooked by the sound of howling winds. They ran back to their car, only to find it had been moved to the other side of the road and was facing the opposite direction. In a similar incident inside the church, another man claims he was knocked to the ground by the howling wind and was unable to...
Oh! Hey, Sniper Wolf! Come on! Please! Come to daddy!
to move. A popular attraction there is a
I don't care if you, did bad, naughty shit. You can come to me anytime you want.
It's near the church that has been overgrown with grass. It's these stairs where, according to the legend, the devil comes on those 2 dates. Those who have walked down the stairs apparently say there is no bottom, and they have apparently walked down them for hours before turning back. And the church itself, despite having no roof, will apparently never get wet inside, despite...
Never get wet?
Due to its evil presence, in 1993, Pope John Paul II allegedly ordered the plane he was traveling in to fly around East Kansas, as he did not want to fly over the unholy cemetery.
Is that Putin?
In 2002, the old church was unexpectedly demolished, and the owner said he knew nothing of the demolition and had not authorized it, but was glad to see it gone. Despite the church no longer standing, the reputation of Stull Cemetery remains, and it still attracts hundreds of paranormal enthusiasts every year.
Dude, my titty
but
ball
many who
is so
set foot on the plot say
good.
that something happened that day that they just cannot explain, and that the feelings there are like no other.
Number 1.
Walking through the streets of Paris, it's hard to believe that just 20 meters below you are the bones of approximately 6 million people that have been stored there since the late 18th century.
Catacombs.
When the graveyards in Paris started to close due to the risk they posed to public health, the government needed a fast solution to get rid of the piles of corpses that were building up and came up with the idea of putting them under the streets of Paris. So, in a maze of pitch-black underground galleries, quarries and tunnels stretching hundreds of miles, the bones and skulls were piled up against the walls, and with that, there is no surprise it's France's most haunted location, with many ghost sightings and paranormal experiences happening there. Orbs, shadowy figures, and strange lights are all often reported during public visits, which only account...
Dude, like, getting lost in the catacombs, bro, like, there's like a whole movie on it. I've literally made a song about it. Well, my song isn't related, I don't think, yeah, it is. It's as beloved, so below, but it's like, bro, being lost in the catacombs, that's, like, gotta be one of my worst fears, bro. Like, I don't know how it works, because I've never been to the catacombs before. I'm assuming this is, like, the Paris one. Is this the Paris? Yeah, this is the Paris one. I'm assuming, like, isn't there, like, because I've never been there. Is there, like, there's a whole tourist area, and then there's, like, off-limit areas? Like, haven't people actually, like, died and, have gotten lost in the catacombs before? How does it work? Like, to anyone that's been in the catacombs before, like, let me know, like, is there, like, an area that, like, is restricted, and then there's, like, an area, like, the tourist area? It's kind of like... It's you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like Alcatraz. Like, I'm sure there's areas in Alcatraz you can't go in. But it's like, is it like that with the catacombs? Like, how's that work?
For around 10% of the...
I just know there's, like, it's kind of like going hiking in the mountains. You stay on the trail, and, like, you don't go off limits. So, you don't go off trail. You know what I'm saying?
With the other percentage being restricted and illegal to enter. But it's here where the terrifying stories begin. Those who enter those restricted cave networks illegally and unsupervised through secret tunnels hidden all over the city are known as cataphiles, and many get lost whilst venturing deep into the tunnels alone. One of the most famous stories is that of Philibert Asbert, and any Assassin's Creed fans may have heard of him
Assassin's
because
Creed.
he's talked about in Assassin's Creed Unity.
Unity. Imagine playing Unity. I'm not an Assassin's Creed person, but I'm sure that's like one of the most garbage ones. I mean, is it garbage? I don't know. I don't do. I'm gonna be for real. Like I never was an Assassin's Creed person, but like I think it's a good game series. I just never was into it like crazy. But if I had to pick my favorite, it'd be 3. I think 3 was just really good.
Philibert
I feel like it's not fair for me to give an opinion because like I haven't played all of them. But you know what I'm saying?
No cause of death was ever discovered, and why exactly he was down there is also a mystery. But we do know that he wasn't found until 11 years after his mysterious death. But one of the creepiest stories of all is that of the Lost Man. It begins with a man who in the early 1990s decided to explore the catacombs alone, accompanied only by his camcorder. He walked deeper and deeper into the labyrinth of tunnels full of bones and skulls, and he filmed every step.
I think is he talking about like a video that I've seen before? I think I know exactly what he's talking about.
Until he realized he was lost and started to panic. What exactly happened to the man is a mystery, but the footage he took on his camera was found some years later, and when it was played back, it appeared to show the last disturbing minutes of the man before he vanished into the pitch black tunnels. And you know I can't leave this footage out, so here it is.
Oh, this is not the one I thought it was. So that's a skull. Dude, I don't know why. Oh my god, this is so eerie. I feel like I've seen this before. I don't know. I just know there's one where, like, this guy walks through a tunnel with his dog. I'm sure you guys have all seen that one. I think this is the one I'm thinking of, bro. I just know there's one where, like, he goes and there's, like, a shadow. Creepy as fuck. Yo, this is creepy as fuck. Oh, yeah, so he runs. And is this the one where he trips or whatever? Yeah, I've seen this one. I've seen this one, bro. Imagine just leaving your cam recorder, bro.
Now, it's unsure whether it's a hoax, but many cataphiles believe it's genuine, and that the man lost his way and died down there. Hoax or not though, the footage is terrifying and gives you an idea of what it would be like to be lost by yourself in those dark tombs.
Fuck that shit.
Just imagine your flashlight battery ran out.
No, dude, like there's a whole movie on that shit. Fuck that shit, bro. Dude, I'm gonna be for real, like, one of the worst ways to die is definitely gotta be like getting lost in like underground passages like this, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like, and just imagine like your light dies out, bro. Like, bro, if I had a dog you and me, I mean, it still would be equally as terrifying. It's like the dog is gonna like, I mean, the dogs can lead the way, but it's like, if I was with a dog, it would still be as terrifying. But you know, the idea of me dying with like an animal like with me or whatever, or just someone else, it would be much better than just dying alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't stand that. Fuck that.
It would be completely pitch black, silent, and you'd have no way of getting out. And that is one scary thought. So that's 5.
Well, guys, this is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, guys. Which one of those scared you the most? If you guys enjoyed the reaction, content reaction, please feature next video. I'll see you next one. Peace.
Extra large money.